Ian, second time in a week, but it's just about 24 hours before the first game of the season. You get there proper. You already told me this week, pre-season doesn't mean that much to you, it's really getting on the pitch. So what are your thoughts about going down to Berwick this weekend in the Betfred Cup?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I can't remember the last time I was up there. It's many moons ago. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it. Hopefully the pitch will be good early in the season. Our record in the group stages in the Betfred Cup, the League Cup, is unbelievable. So we want to try and keep that going. And you know, it's not a tournament we take lightly. I mean, I think I heard some managers talking about pre-season. Of course, you use the games to get right up to scratch for the league, but you want to win them. I mean, the financial stuff is crucial to our club. But so yeah, really looking forward to it, and you know, we'll pick a strong team and hope to win and set us up for Tuesday night at Livingston.
Livingston's going to be quite a tricky one because you're up against a team, obviously Premiership quality, and it's also quite nice. We'll be probably seeing Robbie Crawford back here and an old favourite Nicky Devlin as well.
We can't have that Premiership quality if Crawford and Devlin play that.
Make sure they get a copy of this. It's going to be a really tricky one as well.
Oh, absolutely, a tough game. I heard, of course, from the Livingston gaffer saying how seriously they take it, and it makes the commentators that they'll feel that they could get to the quarter-finals, semi-finals. You know, I think we've been to 2 quarter-finals in the last 3 years in the League Cup, and it'll be a tough game, but it'll be a tough game for Livingston as well. You know, so it's a nice tough pitch at times that suits some of the players we've got. I mean, it might rule 1 or 2 out from playing on it, but it's a game that you go and you relish and you try and win it.
You mentioned financially it would be good to progress from this. How big a sort of impetus is that for you?
Well, listen, I had to remind the directors that you know we were almost putting down us qualifying straight away because I mean I think we've had 12 group games, we've won 11 of them. I had to remind that it's not always going to be like that. You don't always do that. I mean, I hope we do it again, but it might mean the difference between, you know, I still think we need a striker and a right back. It might mean the difference between getting both of them or just getting one. So, of course, it's important to us. And plus, for the kudos of the club, I think the profile of the club has been raised in the last 2 or 3 years, and it's these type of things that raise it. So, I mean, last season, I don't know how many goals we scored in the first 4 games, and it set us up for the league, and we started strongly. We want to try and do the same again.
You brought up there that you want a striker and possibly a right back as well. But one of the ones that people have been talking about just now is the goalkeeping situation. I mean, I think Ellis has been doing really well in nets in the pre-season, a couple of outstanding saves at the Queen's Park match.
Well, the first things first is we want to tie Ellis up. He knows this for a further 2 years after this year, because we feel if he keeps the progression going that he's showing, we feel he'll be our first team goalie, hopefully from next season. So obviously we're quite far down the road to getting a goalie, and everybody knows who it is, but there's still a chance it may not happen. I'm hoping it will happen in the not too distant future, and we felt it was worth waiting and pursuing Ross, obviously, because of the impact he had last year and because how he integrated himself at Ayr United. And I think from Neil and Celtic's point of view that the experience he gained playing 47 games as a 20-year-old and maybe another 45 whatever next season, you can't buy that type of experience. It's great for him, and I think the boy's quite keen in doing it, and let's hope, you know, you never know, he could be in goal for us tomorrow.
That's quite...
I'm not saying that's a definite. he might be, we'll see.
But you wouldn't be concerned if Ellis...
No, absolutely not, no.
So let's talk about the team just now, of what you've got in the squad. Not the normal order of doing that, but I was reading an online blog the other day there, and it was basically saying that we have potentially the best midfield in the Championship, especially with your astute purchases over this week. That's one of the things we haven't really talked about. Frank Ross coming in and Stephen Kelly as well, but it gave a list: Murdoch, Doherty, Adams when fit, McGuffey, Forrest, and now Frank Ross and Stephen Kelly. How do you react to people viewing it in that way?
I'm looking McCowan. we've got a lot of talented footballers. That doesn't always win you football matches. I mean, if we could have, in the playoff games against Inverness, if we'd had other players available, we may have played them because it was a different type of game. But you tend to find when the pitches are better, you're allowed to, you can play a little bit better and move the ball a little bit quicker. We've got a lot of talented players in there, there's no doubt. The two lone boys, I mean, Frank Ross was out for a number of months, 6, 7, 8 months, and you know, we've taken a chance because I think he's got great ability, and so does his manager Derek. And I think if he'd been fit for the last 7, 8 months, or before he did his pre-season, I don't think we'd have got him. I don't think we'd have had a chance of getting him. So we've taken a chance, and he's one that we hope to get 20 really good games out of him, and then he might have to go back to Aberdeen. That's fine. It's a matter of getting up to match speed. Stephen Kelly, you know, we've been trying to get him for 2 or 3 weeks now, and I've seen the boy 2 or 3 times, but playing under 20s, you can never tell that much from that, I think. But Stephen and Gary speak very highly of him, and after conversations with them, you know, if anybody knows what a decent midfield player is, it's probably Gerrard and McAllister, who only bad themselves, and his attitude as well. I mean, I'm still waiting to speak to his dad because he's away just now, but the boy's attitude seems, and I'm pretty sure it is, absolutely spot on, and that's as big a deal for me as anything ever. Most people know, you know, I don't like going down the loan route. Financially we've had to this year, so we've had to do a real background into players, what they're like as people, that they do integrate themselves into Ayr United, and these two boys seem like they are exactly the case. Obviously they've got to be good footballers, first and foremost. Kelly looks as if he could, I mean, remember he's 19, just come 20, he's still got to fill out. He'll do that with the wonderful facilities at Murray Park, but it's not Murray Park now, Hummel, whatever it's called. But he can play, he's got great legs, he can pass the ball, he can beat a man, he can score. So I think he's got a big future, but you know, that's all ahead of him. You can never tell how somebody's going to perform in the throne at the first team. You know, you're playing at Dunfermline in January, the pitch isn't great, you know, so it's different. And the good thing for me, the kid's really looking forward to it, and he'll play tomorrow against Berwick, and our fans will get a wee look at him.
It's very interesting seeing him. He came on as a substitute midweek there, on what I've got to say was a perfect playing field. Absolutely amazing surface that they got up there.
I mean, I wanted to sign him before he scored a hat-trick against us. I mean, that was a great exercise. You're right, Cam, the pitch was fantastic, but I think we had to take an awful lot of boys off, and you know, the bottom line is our younger ones were pretty much outclassed by their younger ones. It's just as simple as that. And but he certainly, if I had any doubts, then the goals he scored and how he went about his business kind of clinched it, although I didn't have any doubts, you know.
So let's look at the defence just now. What have you got in there? I was just off the top of my head trying to note it down. You've got Bell, Muirhead, Geoghegan, Roscoe, Harvey, Ferguson, Egrepont at this moment.
Yeah. I don't think Finn's ready. He's got a lot of work to do. I think he's got a big future, but he's certainly not ready. Daniel Harvey is one that we hope will nail down that. Well, we know he'll nail down that position. He's got to hopefully stay fit all season, and you know, he might be the next one if he keeps up the level of performances he did. And certainly in the second half of last season, then he could be the next one to leave. That's just the nature of what we are. But yeah, I mean, I think we maybe need a bit of cover at right back. The centre back wise, as I said, Adams and Bell, I have absolutely no doubts about. We've got Aaron Muirhead, and we've got Sam Roscoe, so we maybe just need one other defender, but I'm perfectly happy with what we've got.
So you're seeing Adams now more or less as the midfielder. He could have been more in the position you've been playing him in over the last few seasons.
The good thing for me this year is if we do come up against a team that's very big, I mean, right now you could pick a team with Aaron Muirhead right back, Jamie Adams right centre back, Sam Roscoe left centre back, Daniel Harvey left back, Jamie and Stephen Bell in midfield. So you can pick a team strong enough to compete. But I don't think you really need to do that, certainly in the first half of the season when the pitches are very good.
Just looking at that just now, you have got, as I said to you, it was Muirhead and Roscoe midweek, and again you did say you had players away doing other things, not available. But you've had a couple of shuffles through that. Have you got your mind on a central period?
No, not yet. No, I mean Jamie's back running now, and Stephen Bell just got back from a family holiday today. He'll be out running every day. He did the first couple of weeks of pre-season training. So no, I mean I would say the left back spot is nailed down. But others, you know, you've got to fight your way to get in the team.
I was interested what you were saying about McCall more midfieldish, because I had up my list as going for the goals from the front, but he seemed more comfortable in pre-season just dropping in behind.
Oh, he's a number 10. I think that's his best position. It may be the way Michael Moffatt's looking, that he might play off the right or off the left. He's very comfortable doing that. If you play a middle three, which we might come to, he can play in there as well. So it's a very kind of fluid. I'm a great believer. A lot of the systems are, I mean, 4-4-1-1 is obviously exactly the same as 4-2-3-1. I don't really think there's that much difference. So, you know, we could go with 3 central players with 2 strikers and 1 off them. So there's loads of ways we can do it.
So what have we got up front then if we take McCowan out of it for a
Well,
moment?
Doolan, Moffat
Moore.
and Moore, he's the one guy that's probably won't be back in training till probably middle, end of August.
He was looking a lot happier last week. Had a
Yeah, he
great
got
one
good
with
news. He got good news from the surgeon, and
Yeah.
he's going back on the 12th of August, I think, and then hopefully be back in training. But Jamie, we hope, will play maybe part of the game against Falkirk and maybe play against Dunra, one of those games. And everybody else, we had a scare with Alan Forrest. We thought he'd glandular fever, but thankfully he hasn't, and he's back flying and training. So the injury situation is really good just now.
So up front, you have only 3 players, so that's obviously why you're looking for another striker.
Yeah, but you know, if you play Doolan as a central striker, you can play Moffat off, and you can play McCowan off, and you can play Forrest off, and you can play McGuffey off, and you can play Frank Ross off, and that's not a problem. When we tore official apart towards the end of the season at Firhill, when it was 2-1, we played Moffat and McCowan up there. So we genuinely, I mean, I could have went and got a right back from Rangers on loan, who I think would have been good for us. But if we need to use a last loan, it has to be on a striker, I think, if we're able to do it.
So, in everything in general then, how has pre-season gone in your eyes?
Great, I mean, I think the days, as I say, it's all about just getting fitness and sharpness, and we want to up our sharpness now in the next 4 games and hopefully win them all. Ready to be really, really in tip-top shape, ready to play more at home on August the 3rd. And players don't really come back on fit now, they just don't. And it's just a matter of them getting them up to match sharpness and match fitness. And they're all looking well, and you just want to get through pre-season with the minimum wear and tear injuries or blisters or wee niggles or hamstring, things like that. So, and we've done that, and the serious stuff starts tomorrow.
So, you talked earlier there just about the team getting together as a kind of, you like to look into people, their background, and listening to them in the background, obviously, I don't know if this is picked up, they seem to be enjoying themselves, there seem to be a good, happy squad. Is that a very major part of any success that would come from you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it is, yeah. I mean, we get happy if we win football matches. There's no great secret in that. I mean, you can take them all the clay pigeon shooting in the world you want, or to go-karts and all that nonsense, but if we win football matches, you tend to be a happy group. That's why in the last 2 seasons at our club, the dressing room has been fantastic, and it's been a happy place to be, but they've won a lot of games, and I think over 2 years they scored 196 goals or something, so that makes it a bit easier. But I think we've got a lot of good characters again in the dressing room. The new ones have fitted in really well. And you know, there's only maybe 2 or 3 to come in now, and 1 was here last year, touch wood, hopefully. So yeah, I think hopefully it'll be quite a vibrant and happy place. But you know, you can be happy in the dressing room and then go out on the pitch, and if you're 2-0 down, and then look for somewhere to hide. The real ones, which I think we've got, won't do that.
Horrible question, and it's one fans always ask again. I'll try and word it slightly differently. Potential for United this season?
Well, we've got to try and finish the top 4. You know, I mean, we've got to try and finish the playoffs. I thought that in the day night we'll be nailed down for 2 of the places. So we've got to compete with Dunfermlines and Partick Thistles and Inverness and all these teams. Your Mortons, your Queen's, all these teams. I think Grove will be no pushovers, Alloa will be no pushovers. I think this year, if we do finish the top 4, it was a big achievement last year, albeit it was tinged with a bit of disappointment because the first half of the season we felt we were the best team in the league by quite a distance. But this season, if we manage to finish the top 4, it will be a hell of an achievement.